Well, with the debt, it's, you know, you're going to come out with some. The question is how much, and the kind of things you have to do to actually come out with a low amount of debt. It's the kind of stuff that you don't necessarily want to have to do, right? So like if it was up to me, I would work for, you know, I'd be directly working for, in some way working close to what I want to do, which is policy work. But there just aren't any jobs just aren't very many jobs for second-year students to do that kind of stuff, especially in the field I'm in. And so, of course, you have to then go into the private sphere, where you're going to be working super hard, super long, and you just won't be doing as much as you necessarily want to be doing. But you have to do it because you don't want to come out with a debt that's in the triple digit, you know, six figures. How much is six figures anyway? Anyway, but like $100,000 in debt is pretty standard for most people. If you want to come out with something lower than that, you're going to have to be very aggressive. You're going to have to do things that take away time from schoolwork. So, for instance, I spent maybe about a week or two just applying for tuition, for bursaries, grants, things like that. And the school itself is pretty terrible because it's all done on the basis of financial aid, or financial need rather. So if you work very hard to find a job that pays anything, that automatically means that you don't really qualify for financial, as somebody who has financial need. So you get very little. So if anything, you're incentivizing you not to want to work. And it's the same thing with OSAP. So you get very little from them, and so you have to sort of, and you won't get very many scholarships either because, quote unquote, you've worked and you've made money, which is reasonable. There's probably people who deserve it a lot more than you do. But at the same time, it means that if you want to come out with a reasonable amount of debt, you're going to have to basically not work. Not working actually is better for you because then you'll be able to get more in loans, which, especially OSAP loans, which don't have the interest accruing immediately, as opposed to a line of credit. So it just there's a lot of ways in which you're sort of herded into doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, or live in a way you don't necessarily want to live, which I think is unfortunate. It shouldn't be that way. Law school, I mean, professional schools, whether law school or medical school, a lot of people come into them because they want to help, and if you force people then to have to betray their ideals over and over again while they're in there, well, it doesn't make it makes perfect sense that after people leave, they just continue doing that. And so you come in wanting to help, realize, uh-oh, not going to work so well, and because you've had to betray yourself so many times, when you leave, it's just so much easier to continue doing it. And so that's why you get a lot of students who initially have a lot of idealism. You get that beaten out of you pretty quickly. And then you graduate and just continue in the way you sort of law school taught you how to live, and that's how it works.